All right, we are live. What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. We got a huge 7 game slate. Um, so let's just jump right into it, right? Let's go over the news we have so far, and then we'll go team by team, and then I can answer your guys' questions. We got a lot of news. We got 45 minutes, so we got a lot of time here. So, again, let's go over what we know so far today, okay? So, we'll start with, let's go to the very beginning of today. Let's see. Okay, so Joel Embiid will not be playing. Vucevic is also out. Aaron Gordon from that jaw contusion is in. Mo Bamba's picking up the start, but he's going to be limited, 15 to 16 minutes. So I think there's probably better value plays than going with Mo Bamba. I mean, I still like his upside in that time, but only playing 15 to 16 minutes, I think we can get more minutes from other value guys elsewhere. Eric Bledsoe's going to be out a few weeks, so obviously he's not in tonight. Drew Holiday is going to be sitting this one out, so that's a boost to a lot of the other Pelicans guys. The problem is, the matchup's pretty tough here, but, Drew Holiday, that's a lot of usage to go around. I mean, NAW, he won me a tournament a few days ago. We know whenever that guy gets minutes, he can crush, and he's at 4.3K today, so he's another value guy we got to consider. The big news really is the Bulls, right? We got Levine, Lauri Markkanen, Otto Porter Jr., Thad Young, and Tomas Satoransky all out. So that's a lot of usage to go around and a lot of minutes to go around. So we'll go over the Bulls more in depth in a bit. But, Kobe White, Daniel Gafford are probably my two top targets. But, Chris Dunn, we'll go over a couple other guys here. Valentine, too. So if you guys watched my video today, I uploaded it last night. I really thought Sabonis and Cantor were must plays. With all the value opening up today, I still like them a lot, but I don't think they're must plays. Also out, Wendell Carter Jr., Hutchinson, Shaq Harrison. Kind of expected that. The beat writer, we don't have Bulls starters news confirmed yet, but he was guessing that it would be Chris Dunn, Kobe White, Denzel Valentine, Justin Smith, and Luke Cornett. That's NFL news. No Blake Griffin tonight, so that's pretty big, and probably going to cut back on Rose's minutes. So that means, Drummond should eat up a lot of the usage in that offense at 7.4K. He seems like a pretty solid spend up. Again, yeah, like I said, Mo Bamba, 16 to 17 minutes. I mean, I still think he can get you there in that time, but, just the minutes limit worries me with him. Again, here are the starters, normal guys with Mo Bamba in there for Vucevic. Knicks guys, Portis and Ellington available, Allen, Bullock, Dotson, Knox is out, Smith Jr. is out, Wooten's out. Kemba Walker's also not playing tonight, so don't play Kemba. Markieff Morris is starting in Blake Griffin's spot. Don't hate him as a value play. He's a guy that's probably going to shoot the ball a decent amount when he's out there. Cantor, so we got news. Cantor will probably lead bigs in minutes tonight, but he plans to play them all in short stints, like hockey subs. So I assume it's probably 4-5 minute stints. The problem is, Boston has like 3 or 4 bigs that can rotate in, so I really don't think Cantor pushes more than 20 minutes, but he can still crush in that time. I still like him a good amount here. Celtics starters: Marcus Smart, Jalen, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, and Daniel Tice. Again, Daniel Tice is out in that first Celtics game. He's back, so again, that's another big in the rotation. They got Tice, Robert Williams, Cantor. Let's see. Dennis Smith Jr., like I said, is out. Bobby Portis will play. I like a lot of the Knicks bigs tonight with Bobby Portis, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. That game in general, there's a lot of solid plays I like. Knicks starters, the same as last game with Alfred Payton, RJ Barrett, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. Rui Hachimura is not playing tonight. He was a value guy I kind of liked, but he'll be out. So the Wizards are starting Ish. Brad Beal is playing. I don't think we've gotten minutes news on him. He was kind of limited that first game. But I do like the upside if he's going to play close to 25 minutes. Isaac Bamba, don't mind. Mo Wagner's a value play I do like too. He's listed at 4.2K, I believe. And then Thomas Bryant just had a big game last time out against the Knicks. And that's what we know so far. Let me check Twitter on my phone, see if we got anything else, and then we can go over team by team. Okay, nothing else. Again, guys, let me go team by team really quick, and then I can get to questions. We got 40 minutes, so we got a bit of time here. So let's start with the Cavs, and we'll start at the top with Kevin Love at 6.2K. I think he's going to go pretty low owned because there's a lot of good spend up plays tonight, and there's a lot of cheap value plays that are pretty solid. So I think the mid tier kind of gets Guys in the mid-tier range kind of get avoided tonight. Kevin Love, don't hate him. I just don't know what the minutes are going to be like, right? He's a veteran. He's getting up there in age, so maybe they limit him a bit. Again, if you're torn and picking between two guys in the preseason, always go with the younger guy. The younger guy will always get more minutes in the preseason. Larry Nance, don't hate him. I would definitely like him if Kevin Love gets ruled out. But as of right now, I think Kevin Love's playing. Tristan Thompson is okay. Sexton, Osman, they're decent. I'm not too high on the Cavs as of right now, unless we get more news. But Kevin Porter Jr., don't mind him as a play. Only did play 14 minutes in that first game, though. Not too high right now on the Cavs. So let's look to Detroit. Detroit, Drummond seems like a pretty clear-cut play at the top here. With no Blake Griffin, that's a lot of usage to go around. So I do like him at 7.4K. I think he's a little too underpriced. Derrick Rose is going to be limited. Don't think I want to go there. Markieff Morris, don't hate his value play at 4.7K. Again, he's picking up the start. Christian Wood at 4.6K is interesting too as a value play. Whenever this guy gets minutes, he crushes. In the game against the Magic, he got 19 points, 8 boards, 1 block in 19 minutes. Now, will they play Christian Wood and Drummond next to each other? That'll be interesting to see. I don't know. But I think the minutes will go up for Christian Wood, so he's a value guy I'm considering. Kennard, Johnson, Reggie Jackson. I don't think there's anyone else really on the Pistons that I would go to. I really think it's Drummond and it's Wood and possibly Markieff Morris for me. So that's kind of it for Detroit, Cleveland. Not too high in a lot of those guys, besides Drummond and Christian Wood. Now let's look to Chicago. So this is the big news, right? No Levine, no Otto Porter Jr., no Markkanen, no Sandy Ramsey, no Thaddeus Young, no Shaq Harrison, no Chandler Hutchinson, no Wendell Carter Jr. Archie Diacono will play. He missed that last game. So they have how many guys healthy that are active and can play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And, maybe these guys on the bench, they might not even get any run. So the rotation could be pretty short here for Chicago, which is obviously great for DFS purposes. Now, really, you can target any of these guys. Go with your gut here. I think my two favorite plays would be Kobe White and Daniel Gafford. Gafford, we saw it in the Summer League. This guy can rack up the peripherals, blocks, steals, rebounds. At 4.2K, I like him. I like Kobe White. Chris Dunn's solid too. If you prefer Chris Dunn to Kobe White, don't hate that. I just think the minutes, Kobe White's obviously a rookie. I think the minutes will be a little higher for him. But yeah, both point guards are solid. Again, Daniel Gafford. Don't hate Archie Diacono either. I think he goes very low owned. Denzel as a cheap option, Cornette. You could really go to make an argument for almost any of these cheap bulls. But yeah, there's definitely some solid value plays here, and getting a bull or possibly two in your lineup can get you to guys like the studs to fit them in. So I think the Bulls are pretty good value plays here. Now let's look to Indiana. Miles Turner, I think he goes pretty low, and again, this mid-tier range, I think a lot of the guys in that range go very low owned tonight. So if you're a GPP player and you want to take risks, go build a very mid-tier lineup approach with a lot of guys in the mid-range, because I think that's going to go very low owned tonight. I think most people, including myself, are going stars and scrubs, but I think the mid-tier kind of goes avoided. Miles Turner, we know the upside's there, right? He can get you there in blocks. He has 5+ block upside, basically any single game. Going up, he should be facing like Cristiano Felicio. He should have his way. So Miles Turner, don't mind here at all in the mid-range. TJ Warren, Brogdon, and Jeremy Lamb flashed a little bit of upside in that first preseason game against the Kings. Don't hate any of those guys. I think if I was going to pick one, I think it would be Malcolm Brogdon, because he had a pretty good game in week 1. I think the first game he had like 14 points, 16 assists. So he doesn't necessarily have to score to get you there. I kind of like him in the mid-range, taking a shot there. I think the upside is there. And then Sabonis, love him. If you guys have been following my videos for the last year, you guys know I love playing Domantas Sabonis. He's won me so much money throughout the past year. 4.5K, he's just criminally underpriced. I love him tonight. I'm playing him in both my lineups. I just think he's way too cheap. The offense runs through him. His rotations, too, I really like. So he starts and plays the first 6 minutes, and then they sub him out. And then they bring him back in to end the first and to play the second quarter with, the second unit. So he's going to eat, in the first quarter as well as, playing with that second unit. So I love the rotation. I love the price. Sabonis, one of my favorite, if not my favorite play tonight. And then other plays, don't know if we have to take a shot on any of these value guys. yeah, I think that's kind of it for the Pacers. So let's move on to Boston. Boston's a team that usually always spreads out the minutes. They're kind of balanced. With no Kemba Walker, though, that is a lot of usage to go around. So you could look to guys like Tatum, Smart, Jaylen Brown in the mid-range. Don't hate them. Carson Edwards off the bench is probably going to shoot the ball a good amount. Gordon Hayward at 4.3, I think he's a pretty solid option. I'd guess plays 20 to 25 minutes. So don't hate him at all as a value play. And then we get to Cantor, right? So I talked about him in my video. I like him a lot. They said he's probably going to be the big that gets the most minutes. The issue is that they do have other bigs, right? They're starting Daniel Tice. They have Robert Williams. They have Taco Fall. Poirier, I honestly don't even know who this guy is, but maybe he gets a few minutes too. So there are a lot of centers. So I think the minutes are pretty capped on Cantor. I'd say 15 to 20 minutes is a safe projection. But at 4.1K, in that time, he can crush it. Probably going to be going up against maybe Kem Birch in that second unit. So really do like Cantor coming off the bench. The only concern is that Boston does have depth there in the front court. So I don't think the minutes will be huge for him tonight, but he doesn't necessarily need big minutes to get you there. So let's go. Let's move on to Orlando. So Orlando, Vucevic is out, right? Aaron Gordon is going to be back at 7K. The issue is it's the 7K and the matchup's pretty tough. So I just think there's better spend ups on the slate. Jonathan Isaac was a guy the first couple games I was really high on. Now the price is up. I know Vucevic out. That's a lot of usage to go around, but I think there's better plays elsewhere. I think this is where I hop off Jonathan Isaac. Now, I do like that he can get you there in blocks and steals, right? He doesn't have to score to get you there, but I just think there's better plays on the board tonight. Terrence Ross, it's too expensive for me. I know he's going to come off the bench. He's going to shoot the ball a lot, but 6.3K is too expensive. Mo Bamba, again, he's 5K, going to play, what was it, 16, 17 minutes, I think they said. Now, he can get you there in 16 to 17 minutes, but I think I would prefer Cantor in that same time at, $1,000 discount, basically. So don't hate Bamba if you really want to go there. Just know that the minutes are capped on him. Markelle Fultz at 4.4K. Don't hate it off the bench. Fournier and Augustine are low usage guys, but they should play a decent amount of minutes. And that's kind of it. I mean, you could look to a guy like, Mo Bamba's going to be limited. So Emile Jefferson as well, Kem Birch should play some decent minutes off the bench. So if you want to go to either of those guys, don't hate it. I think both those guys have a decent amount of upside. So those are two value guys that I would consider as well. And that's kind of it. So let's move on to Philly. We got 3 more games. Then I'll check Twitter again, and then I'll get to you guys' questions. So no Joel Embiid. We got Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, Josh Richardson. They have a pretty balanced team, which is the issue, right? Like there's a lot of good guys in that starting lineup, a lot of mouths to feed. If I was going to pick one of these guys, I think it would be Ben Simmons. I think he has the most upside out of anyone, out of any of these starters. And the match was pretty good. Charlotte, not the best defensive team at all. So I think Ben Simmons would be my favorite Philadelphia 76er. But don't hate Tobias, Al Horford, Josh Richardson if you want to go there. Trey Burke, probably going to be coming out the bench, but he's a guy that we saw it with the Knicks last year. He's a guy that when he gets minutes, he can get you there. So we'll consider him there as a cheap option. As far as who starts for Philly, we don't know yet. So I'll take a wait-and-see approach. I don't know if maybe they'll start small ball with Al Horford at the 5 or, start a guy like Kyle O'Quinn, who I would consider because he's a guy that, can crush in limited minutes. So I believe we don't have the Philadelphia news yet. Let me check Twitter really quick. No, I don't think so. Let's see. No. Josh Hart is starting. Okay. Pacers starting lineup just got announced. Malcolm Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb, T.J. Warren, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner. So that's expected. Okay. So I think that's about it for Philly. Let's move on to Charlotte. Charlotte's a team not too high on. If I was going to play someone, I think it would be Rozier at 6.2K. The problem is Philadelphia's a pretty solid defensive team. Rozier is their go-to guy. Don't hate Bridges either at 4.4K. But that's a pretty cheap option. Cody or Biyombo, Cody Zeller, Malik Monk, Dwayne Bacon. Don't hate those guys. I just think there's probably better value plays on the board. So for me, it would probably be Rozier and Bridges, and that's about it. So let's move on to Washington, New York. I like a lot of the guys in this game. So Beal going to be picking up a start. He got limited in that first game. We don't have definitive news on the starters, but I assume he's going to get close to 20 to 25 minutes. The matchup's really good. So as a spend up, I think Beal goes pretty low owned just because he has that questionable tag. I think a lot of people are going to gravitate towards guys like Giannis, Drummond, Doncic, Ben Simmons. I think Beal kind of goes under the radar, but the upside's there. So I don't mind taking a shot on him. I think he's going to be very low owned. Thomas Bryant I like again in the mid-range. Again, I think the mid-range goes kind of avoided tonight, but he just crushed in 27 minutes against the Knicks last game with 14 points, 14 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. So he's a guy that I like in the mid-range. We got Noah Hachimura. Mo Wagner I do like as a cheap option as well at 4.2K. He's looked pretty good here in the preseason. In the game against whoever they played, 21 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, and a steal in 21 minutes. And then the game against the Knicks, he had 16 points, 3 boards, and an assist in 24 minutes. So he's a guy that does have upside. I think the minutes will be, a bit higher for him tonight with no Hachimura. And, I think he's a pretty solid value play. The issue is, again, he's going to be playing with the starters, so the usage is going to go down a bit, right? Beal's going to demand a lot of that usage, a little bit of Thomas Bryant. So the usage won't be as high, but I think the minutes will be a little higher. So I do like Mo Wagner as a cheap option. And that's about it, I think, for Washington. Where is Ish Smith listed at? He's at 4.1K. He's picking up the start. I guess I don't hate him as a value play. I think that's kind of it. Isaac Bamba's picking up the start too at min price. He's a kind of lower usage guy, but I don't hate him. I think that's about it. So let's move on to the Knicks. We still got 30 minutes to lock, so we got a lot of time, guys. Again, I'll get to your questions after this. So the Knicks. I like a good amount of Knicks here. Julius Randle at 6.8K. This guy just crushes one given minutes. I think he got 27 minutes in that first game. A lot of the Knicks starters got some good run. The matchup's good here. Probably going to match up against Mo Wagner. So, Julius Randle, 6.8K. I think he has pretty big upside. Kind of like Elfrid Payton, too, in the mid-range. He doesn't have to score to get you there. Elfrid Payton and Julius Randle have a connection for the Pelicans. So, don't mind either of those guys. Mitchell Robinson, too, is just too cheap at 5.4K. The matchup's good. Thomas Bryant, not a good defender. He played, I think, 29 minutes. He played close to 30 minutes, too. He's a guy that can get you there in blocks. If he's knocking down shots, too, he can crush. So, I do like him as a kind of mid-tier to cheaper option. Same thing with Bobby Portis. I think he goes pretty low owned, but he's a guy that's going to be coming off the bench. He can crush in limited time, right? We saw it with the Wizards. We saw it with the Bulls. This guy can crush in limited minutes. We want those guys. We want to target those guys in preseason because everyone's minutes are limited. I like Bobby Portis. I like a lot of the bigs, right? I like Mitchell Robinson. I like Randall, and I like Bobby Portis for the Knicks. RJ Barrett, too. He played 39 minutes. In that first game. Now, he's not a guy that has massive upside, but if he's going to play 40 minutes again, that's way too cheap. I think he's going to be one of the more popular plays on the night, but for good reason. If a guy's going to play 40 minutes, you've got to consider him. 5.2K, I like him a good amount as a cheap option. Again, the upside isn't huge on him. If he's knocking down threes, he can crush. It's just the minutes with him. Marcus Morris, too, he had a pretty big game in that first game. In just 19 minutes, he had 17 points, 7 boards, and 2 assists. Don't hate him. I think I prefer, the other bigs here with Portis, Mitchell Robinson, and Randall. But if you want to go Marcus Morris, I'm not going to talk you off him. The price tag is pretty appealing. Again, no Dennis Smith Jr., so I think the minutes will be pretty secure for Elfrid Payton. Nicotina probably coming out the bench. I guess I don't hate that. Taj Gibson will get a few minutes, but I prefer the other Knicks bigs. And that's basically it. Don't hate Brazdeikis as a cheap option, but it's really those bigs for the Knicks for me. With Randall, Mitchell Robinson, Bobby Portis, and then RJ Barrett, just because the minutes are going to be there. Finally, last game of the night here, we got the Jazz and the Pelicans. We have nothing confirmed yet. Well, at least for starters. Rudy Gobert has rested the first couple of games. I assume he's going to be back in this one. Again, they've played 2 games now. He's rested both. If he plays, I think he has some pretty big upside going up against that Pelicans front court. Again, I talked about it the last couple of videos here with the Pelicans. They want to push the pace. They play at such a fast pace. That's great for opposing teams. Rudy Gobert, love the outside in him. I think Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley, too, are really solid plays at 7.1 and 6.7K respectively. I think both those guys go kind of lower owned. Again, I think the ownership are going to go to Giannis, Doncic, Drummond, guys like that. So I think Mitchell and Mike Conley go lower owned. But I think the upside's there with those guys, right? It's just the matchup. Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, we saw both those guys have pretty big upside, and I assume they're going to play. Again, we don't know if the starting lineup news confirmed yet, but if they're starting and going to play, close to 25 minutes, I like all three of these guys up top. Joe Ingles, Bogdanovich, don't hate them. I would just prefer, paying a little extra for these top three. Tony Bradley, he crushed it at low ownership that last time out. I think this is where I hop off because I believe Rudy Gobert will play. Now, if Gobert misses, then we can go back to the well of Tony Bradley. Ed Davis would pick up the start. You could play Ed Davis if you wanted to. But if Rudy Gobert misses, I think I would lean towards Tony Bradley again. But I really do think Gobert's going to play. So if Gobert plays, it's kind of a cross-off for Tony Bradley for me. And then finally, we got the Pelicans, a very exciting team, right? No Jrue Holiday. I think we just got news that Josh Hart is starting. Let me confirm that really quick. Yes, it looks like Josh Hart is starting. So, let's see. Was kind of hoping it would be NAW, but it's going to be Josh Hart. So Jrue Holiday, obviously, that's a lot of usage to go around. It's going to be Zion, Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Derek Favors, and Josh Hart picking up the start. Now, the matchup's not the best, right? Utah plays at a very slow pace. The Pelicans, the opposite. They play at such a fast pace. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game kind of flows. But obviously, the matchup not the best here. Zion, I think he's solid as a spend up. I probably prefer a couple other guys like Giannis, Drummond, Doncic to him. But if you want to go Zion, I'm not going to talk you off him. The upside's there. Jrue not playing is a boost. Lonzo's, again, a guy that doesn't have to score to get you there, like him. Brandon Ingram's okay. Probably him and Josh Hart would be my least favorite starters. Derek Favors at 4.7K in a revenge game narrative. He only played 8 minutes in that first game. But in the second game, he played 22 minutes. So if he's going to play close to that, time again, I like him a good amount as a cheaper option. So, I think he's solid. And then the bench guys, it's probably NAW for me or Jahlil Okafor. NAW is a guy that won me a tournament a couple days ago. In just 19 minutes, he put up 13 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and a steal. And with no Jrue Holiday, that's some minutes to go around. Maybe NAW picks up a few more minutes. So I think he's a really solid, cheap option. Again, the matchup, not the best, but it just, when he's out there, he's going to be super aggressive. That's what I want to see. So I think he's a solid, cheap option. Same thing with Jahlil Okafor at 4.2K. We saw in limited time that guy can crush. And that is basically it. Let me check Twitter one more time. We got 22 minutes to lock. We still got a decent amount of time. Let's see. Yeah, nothing more new as of right now. Someone tagged me in a tweet. Still no extended minutes for any of the remaining Bulls players tonight in Indiana. Boyan said Chris Dunn and Kobe White could get 28 to 30. Luke Cornett will be limited to 24. Okay, that's pretty big news, right? So if Chris Dunn and Kobe White are going to play close to 30 minutes, then those two are, top value plays in the night. So Kobe White, Chris Dunn, it's close for me now. I thought Chris Dunn would be limited a little bit. Maybe Kobe White would get some more run. The worry with Kobe White is he was a little scoring dependent in the summer league. I played him a decent amount, but he did, he was a little scoring dependent for a shooting guard, I don't love playing scoring dependent guys. So if both those guys are going to play 28 to 30 minutes, I might lean towards Chris Dunn now because he's a guy that gets you there in blocks, steals, rebounds, assists. I think the floor might be a little higher on Chris Dunn. Both, are solid. You can play both if you really wanted to, too. Both these guys are going to play close to 30 minutes. That's great for the preseason, right? We rarely ever see guys play close to 30 minutes. So Kobe White, Chris Dunn, I think are two top options for value plays. We got 20 minutes to lock. Let me take a sip of the beer here. It's Corona season, boys. Let's go. The whole season thing on Twitter, you guys always tweet, or you see me tweet like, oh, it's so-and-so season. It's kind of dumb, but a lot of daily fantasy, people on Twitter always do that. So I kind of do it as a joke, but I think it's kind of funny. We got 20 minutes to lock. We got almost 300 viewers in here. Thank you guys all so much. If you're new to the channel, would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. We're over 1.1K subscribers now. It's just crazy. So thank you guys all so much. And let's get to some questions. Tristan Thompson, don't think I would go there. I think there's probably better options than the slate. Alexander Walker, rookie for Pels. Yeah, I think he has a good amount of upside. I like Brandon Ingram tonight as well. Don't hate Brandon Ingram. I think I prefer couple other stars. I think I prefer Lonzo, Zion, and Derek Favors, but Brandon Ingram's okay. I think Hart at his price is very nice. Yeah, don't mind Hart either. I mean, he's a guy that if he's knocking down threes, he can crush that value. What about Valentine and Cornette? Yeah, like I said, any of those Bulls starters are definitely in play here. Valentine is min price. Cornette's basically min price. Gafford I like. You can really target any of those guys. What did he say? He said, so all we know is Chris Dunn and Kobe White will play 28 to 30. Luke Cornette will be limited to 24. I don't think we've gotten anything else. It's Darnell Mayberry on Twitter. Let's see. Nothing else. People are already asking about Valentine and Gafford minutes. That's kind of funny. People are all over it for DFS. MTW sleeper. Yeah, he's viable for sure. White will play more usage maybe. Think NAW might play more with the starters, high usage guys than think he was in the previous game. I think NAW might play more minutes with the starters, high usage guys. Yeah, he could. That's true. Like NAW, when he came in, he was playing with a lot of low usage guys. So maybe he gets a little more run with the higher usage guys, which obviously be a downgrade. It's Mike Conley's birthday. Yeah, birthday narrative. Don't hate that. Again, the matchup's really good. Does Thomas Bryant start? I believe we got the Wizards starters, right? Let me just double check that for you. I believe he is starting. Thomas Bryant starting. Yep. Again, he crushed it in like 27 minutes against the Knicks, so he's a solid mid-tier option. Would you play Derrick Rose? No. They said they're going to limit his minutes. Ross, too pricey. Yeah, I think Terrence Ross is too pricey. Too scoring dependent for me. He's going to shoot the ball a ton, but I think there's better options. I need Jonah Bolden love. I don't think we have 76ers news confirmed yet. Don't hate him. He's a guy that can crush in limited time. Him, Kylo, Quinn. So let's wait for a starting lineup. But if you want to go Jonah Bolden, I don't hate the play. I think he's very low owned. Gafford or Cornette. I think I'm going to lean towards Gafford there. Again, he has more of that block upside. Cornette's a guy that if he's knocking down threes, he can get you there. But I think I'm going to go Gafford if I'm picking between those two. Thoughts on Wagner? I like him as a value play. I think the minutes will be a little higher for him. The problem is, again, he's going to be playing with the starters. Brad Beal's going to demand a lot of that usage, but I still think Wagner's viable. Only Simmons for me on Philly. Yeah, that's kind of it for me, too. You could go one of those cheap bigs, but it's kind of Simmons for me. RJ Barrett. I think RJ Barrett's one of the safer plays. He played close to 40 minutes. Now, again, he's not the highest usage guy. He's a little scoring dependent, too, but if he's going to play 40 minutes, I think he's really solid. Not locks, but nice plays in GP for sure. Who's a good low-owned sleeper? One of those other Bulls, right? Like Daniel Gafford. I think a lot of people are going to go to Kobe White and Chris Dunn. So I think Daniel Gafford's a pretty solid sleeper play that not a lot of people think about. NAW, I think, is going to go a little bit higher owned tonight because he had that big game a couple days ago. Will Aaron Gordon be limited? I don't think we know for sure. I don't think I want to go there, though, at 7K. Now, can he have a big game? Yeah, for sure he can. Vucevic out, that's a lot of usage to go around, but the matchup's kind of tough against Boston, right? Boston's one of the better defensive teams, so don't know if I want to go there. Ben Simmons, yeah, I think Ben Simmons is pretty solid with no Embiid. He would be the guy, he would probably be my favorite 76er. I think the upside is there for him. Again, he can get you there, blocks, steals, doesn't necessarily have to score. Brogdon versus Dunn, White. That's close, right? I think all the ownership is going to go Dunn and White. I think they play a few extra minutes, but I don't mind taking a shot on Brogdon. Like I said, he had a pretty big game in that first game against the Kings. Now, he played a lot of minutes, but he had like 14 points, 16 assists. Now, in the second game, he had an off day. He had he went 0 for 5 and kind of had a dud. So a little more boomer bust to Brogdon. I definitely think Dunn and White are safer. They're going to play more minutes. Favorite pay up, spend up options. Yeah, so there's a lot of good spend up options, right? So I think Giannis is probably the safest going up against Dallas at 8.9K. We saw it against Utah in limited time. He had 50 fantasy points. Doncic, the minutes were there at 8.5K. I think he plays close to 30 minutes again tonight. The matchup, not the best. Milwaukee, pretty solid defensive team, but I think the minutes will be there once again. Zion, again, matchup not the best. I think the minutes will be pretty high on him, though. Gobert, if he starts, I like the upside on him. Ben Simmons with no Embiid. I like Drummond with no Blake Griffin. And that's Porzingis is solid at 7.2K, but he got limited to 20 minutes. Again, he's coming off that ACL injury, so don't know if I want to play Porzingis. Now, if I knew Porzingis was going to play close to 25 minutes, then I would consider him, but I think he gets limited again to 20 or so minutes. And yeah, there's a lot of really solid spend up options. It's all about getting those get those value guys in there and then get those studs in. It's about getting the value plays right tonight for sure. Would you double up on Doncic Porzingis? I don't think so. I think I would lean towards Doncic because he played 28 minutes versus Porzingis 19 or 20. And again, Porzingis coming off the injury. I'm a little worried about the minutes for Porzingis. Thoughts on Luka and Giannis? Yeah, I like them both a lot. You can fit them both in there. Again, there's a lot of solid value plays. I'm trying to decide between Cantor, Cornette, Wagner. That's tough. It probably would be Cantor or Wagner for me. I mean, Cornette flashed some upside too. All three are solid. I think the minutes will be higher for Cornette and Wagner. That's really close. Bamba or Cantor? I think I'm going to lean towards Cantor there. But Bamba can crush in limited time too. Favors narrative? Yeah, I think Derek Favors is too cheap at 4.7K. Revenge game narrative. So I kind of like him as a cheap option. Low-owned sleeper, Mo Wagner. Yeah, I think Mo Wagner is a very solid cheap option. Horford? I don't know if I'll go Horford, right? He's getting up there in age. Maybe the minutes get limited for him a bit. I think it's Ben Simmons for me, and that's kind of it. Maybe take a shot in one of those cheap options in O'Quinn. Let's look at the Philly bigs really quick. All right, so we got no Embiid, Horford. You can look to Bolden, O'Quinn. I don't know if Pele, and I'm not even going to pronounce his name right. I'm not going to try, but yeah, we'll see what the starting lineup looks like for Philly. Let's see. Sixers starting Shake, Milton, Richardson, Harris, Mike Scott, O'Quinn. Really? So there's no Ben Simmons. Okay, hold on. That's pretty big news. Okay, let's see. Where do you see those Philadelphia 76ers starters? Let's see. I don't see that. Do you mind linking that to me on Twitter? Sorry. The Bulls beat writer solid for news. Yeah, I mean he's getting some fair minutes projections out there. Frank Mason or George Hill? Not too super high in either. I guess Frank Mason. And he's a younger guy. I always lean towards the younger guys in the preseason, so I think I would go Frank Mason there. Thoughts on Bradley Beal? Yeah, I think I like Beal, and I like the upside, and I think he goes low owned tonight. I think a lot of people are going to go elsewhere with Giannis, Doncic, Drummond, but Beal is just as much upside, and I think the minutes will be solid. We haven't heard of any minutes limit, so yeah, I kind of like Beal as a low-owned spend-up. How about a Pacer stack against the Bulls? Yeah, definitely viable, right? I like a lot of the Pacer starters. Turner, Sabonis is probably my favorite. I don't mind Brogdon. I think he's solid as a cheaper option. And then Lamb and T.J. Warren are solid too. Both those guys, though, are a little more scoring dependent, but they have upside. T.J. Warren, I think, put up a 30 bomb in that first game, so the upside is there for both those guys. Don't really mind any of the starters, but I think it's Sabonis my favorite, and then Miles Turner and Brogdon. Hill's 48 years old. Yeah, I mean, that's a concern, right? I don't like playing really old veterans in the preseason. Jalen at 4,400, don't hate it. I think he's solid. Boston is a pretty balanced team, but Kemba being out, that's a lot of usage to go around. So Jalen at 4,400 is in play for sure. Still on your big man of Bobby Portis. Yeah, I love Bobby Portis. He's another guy that's won me a lot of money. Going to be coming off the bench. I assume he gets 15 or 20 minutes, but he can crush in that time. So yeah, I do like Bobby Portis. Holy shit, no Simmons really fucked some shit up. Yeah, do you guys mind linking that to me on Twitter? I don't see that yet, the 76ers news. He's trolling, that's fake Simmons news. Yeah, I don't see it. That could be fake news. Could be hashtag fake news. Yeah, ban. I actually don't know how to ban someone, and the chat's moving so fast, I don't even think I could. I think that is hashtag fake news, though. We saw it with Curry last night, fading the studs, who are getting solid minutes, insanely risky. Doncic's playing 28 minutes. Yeah. I think Doncic's really solid spend-up options. Simmons not starting, no. I think that's hashtag fake news, guys. Thoughts on Simmons, Luka, Giannis, Sabonis, Cantor, RJ Barrett, Portis, Miles Turner. That is very, very... I made 2 lineups tonight. That is almost identical to one of mine. So, yeah, I like that a lot. That ain't Fortnite. Quit trolling. Justin Holiday revenge? I think there's better options. Justin Holiday can get you there. He's a little scoring dependent, but don't hate it, I guess. If you want to go Justin Holiday, right, go with your gut, guys. If you really like a guy, don't let me talk you off him. I don't hate Justin Holiday. I just think there's probably better value plays on the board. Pacers starters, probably not going to play a bunch versus Bulls bench. Yeah, so that's a concern too with the Pacers, right? So all the Bulls guys are resting. So maybe the Pacers coach kind of limits the starters. That's the concern too. I talked about that on Twitter a bit. I am a little worried about that. That the Pacers starters get limited because the Bulls starters are all out. Luka and Cantor or Turner and Brogdon. I like both options. I think I'll go Luka and Cantor. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Do you like CD? I would go to CD if Kevin Love misses, but right now, as of what we know, I think Kevin Love is playing. So, Pistons starters. Let's see. Okay, so we got starters for both teams. I'm gonna retweet this really quick. Starters for both teams. We got C.D. Osman, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, Dellavedova, Colin Sexton, and then Tony Snell, Markieff Morris, Drummond, Bruce Brown, and Reggie Jackson. So I don't hate Kevin Love, but again, I think the minutes kind of are limited for him. I think Drummond's probably my favorite play in that game. I'm not changing. NAW or Mason. I think I'll go NAW there. I think the upside's a little bit higher. TJ Martin, ban that dude. Okay, if I see him again, I will ban him. Dunn or White. I think now I'm going to go Dunn, just because he's a guy that doesn't have to score to necessarily get you there. White was a little scoring dependent in the preseason, so that is the concern with Kobe White. But I like both a good amount here. Let's see. That means nothing about Ben not starting. Thoughts on Drummond? Yeah, I think Drummond's a pretty solid spend up. Thoughts on Pistons? Luke Kennard. Don't hate it. I think it's probably better value plays, though. Simmons is in, right? I don't think we have anything confirmed about 76er starters. I think that guy was trolling. Let's see. Sabonis or Wood? Sabonis is definitely safer, but I do like the upside in Wood, too. Based on what Brett Brown said, I think Tobias at the 4 and Horford's at the 5 tonight. So is that reliable? I don't know. Warren Locke, Dunn or Alexander. I think Dunn is probably safer because the minutes are going to be close to 30, but Alexander Walker has a lot of upside too. So I like them both. Hart or NAW. I think I'd go NAW, but that's close. Hart's going to be starting. He can get you there in threes. Where do you play Markieff Morris? I don't think he's out of play. He's going to be starting, probably going to shoot the ball a decent amount. Are you on MCW? Not really. Brogdon versus Dunn. I think Dunn's safer minutes-wise. I think Brogdon goes a lot lower owned. Dunn and White, yeah, you can play them both. Thoughts on Tobias? Don't hate Tobias. Again, I'm trying to get this Philadelphia news. NAW or White. I think I would go White safer for sure. Sorry, I'm just 1 sec. Trying to get my lineup in order too. Your channel is blowing up. Congrats, great content. It's much deserved. Really appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I love NBA. NBA is my favorite sport by far. Preseason, regular season, playoffs. I love the NBA. Sabonis or Valentine? I think Sabonis. I think the upside's higher, but Valentine's a cheap value play, right? Any of those Bulls, cheap guys are 100% in play. Speak on Zion. I think Zion's solid. I think I prefer other spend ups like Giannis or Doncic. The matchup not the best with Zion, but the upside's there. He's playing at home. If you want to go with Zion, go with Zion. I'm not going to talk you off him. I think he still can get you there for sure. More usage without Bledsoe. We talking about Giannis, no more usage without Bledsoe? Yeah, I mean, I think Giannis is probably the top spend up of the slate. Simmons is shooting and shoot around, so I think he's playing. Ben Simmons in or out. Okay, it looks like Ben Simmons is playing. Again, I think that guy was spreading hashtag fake news. Lonzo or Mitchell. I think go down to Mitchell there, but I like Lonzo too. That's close. I think the upside's a little higher with Mitchell. I think Lonzo's safer because he doesn't have to score to get you there. We saw Donovan Mitchell last year. He does have a high floor, but also a high high ceiling, but also low floor if his shot's not falling. I need Marcus Smart. Don't hate Marcus Smart, right? He's in play. It's just Boston's a pretty balanced team. I think Barrett's chalky night. More Knicks are playing, so less opportunity for him. I don't necessarily think more Knicks are playing. I think Barrett's going to play a good amount of minutes again. Oh, fake news. Get that idiot out of here. Y'all think Gobert plays? I think he does. He's rested the first couple of games. I'm guessing he does. Hayward or Hart have 4,300 for forward. I think Gordon Hayward's a little safer. Yeah, I think I'll go Gordon Hayward there. Gordon or Sabonis. Wait, which Gordon are we talking about here? Hold on. Oh, Gordon Hayward, I'm guessing. I would go Sabonis over Gordon Hayward. I'd lean Gafford probably, but in GPP, Cornette. Yeah, I mean, like I said, any of those Bulls starters, right? Gafford, Cornette, probably Valentine, Kobe White, Chris Dunn, even Arch and Diacono will probably play some minutes. Chalking 1K, yeah, you can leave salary on the table for sure. Brunson and Rose as point guards for low salary. No, I think Rose is going to be limited, they said. And then Brunson, I don't hate it, but he's going to be playing with Doncic and Porzingis, so probably not for me. I think there's better value plays. How about Cornette, Cantor, or Wagner? That's really close, right? I like all three of those guys. I think Cantor has the most upside, but the minutes will be the least on him. I think Wagner and Cornette play the most minutes. It's really close, right? Go with your gut on that one. Go with your gut. That's really close for me. I like all three. Clarkson or Nickel. Clarkson's the guy I didn't really talk about off the bench. Probably should play some decent minutes. He's always a guy that's aggressive, so don't hate him. I think I would lean towards Nickel there. I think the upside's a little higher. My lineup is Simmons, Doncic, Bridges, Giannis, Drummond, Dunn, Sabonis, Birch. Yeah, like I said, those two big guys for the Magic off the bench, Birch and Emil Jefferson. Don't mind either of those guys. So, favorite power forwards. There's a good amount of power forwards I like. I mean, Giannis is technically power forward, so spend up Giannis. And then those Knicks guys with Randall. I like Thomas Bryant. I like Bobby Portis. Derek Favors is a cheap option, and then Sabonis and Christian Wood off the bench too. There's a lot of power forwards I like. What kind of content does your channel do? NFL and NBA regular season too. Yep, I got regular season content for the NFL as well as NBA coming up here. So videos every single day here. Sometimes 2 videos. Aaron Gordon, sorry. Thanks, bro. He does have NFL NBA daily. Yep, thanks for subscribed. Appreciate that. Always live 30-45 minutes. NFL main slates, I'm usually an hour before lock. Mason or Bruce Brown. I think I would go Frank Mason there. Don't hate Bruce Brown though, right? He flashed a little bit of upside in the Summer League. If I was playing, I think the combo of Randall, Zion, Bryant, and Sabonis. I like the combo. Yeah, I like all of those guys, right? I like a lot. All 4 of those guys are definitely viable. Cantor or Cornette. Give me Cantor there. Give me Cantor. I like the upside a little bit more with him. We got 1 minute to lock. Let's see if we got any other news here. Mavs, Dwight Powell is progressing but will not play. Okay, we weren't really expecting that. Let me make sure my lineup is good to go here. It looks good to go. Zizic not playing. 1 minute to lock. I played NAW over Birch. Yeah, I mean, both those guys are definitely in play. We know the upside's there with NAW. It's whether he gets more minutes or not. Tired of tinkering. Good luck to all. Yeah, always go with your gut, guys. Always go with your gut. If I don't like a guy that you are on, don't let me talk you off him. I'll say that a lot in my videos. Always go with your gut. Because if you're on a guy all day and you let someone like myself talk you off him and then he goes off, you're just going to feel terrible. So always go with your gut in the situations. Is Doncic playing? Yes. I don't think we have starting line moves confirmed, but I'm pretty sure he is playing. Good luck, guys. I'm nervous. I'm pretty sure Doncic is playing, right? Are you on Bradley Beal? I like him as a spend up. I think he goes a lot lower owned to a lot of the other guys, and the upside's there. So, yeah, slate is whacked. Good luck. Yeah, it is lock. Thanks a lot for all the info, brother. Let's get it. Of course. Thanks, guys, for coming to check out the stream. I'll stay live for a few more minutes answering any of you guys' questions, and then I'll hop off. I went Clarkson over White. Yeah, I mean, that's risky, right? White's going to be playing more minutes for sure. Clarkson, I mean, he's aggressive off the bench, so I don't hate that as a pivot. Thanks, DK. Good luck, everybody. Of course, see you all. Thanks for the stream. Of course, Matthew, thanks for coming to check out once again. JJ Barea is playing. Will play tonight. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's not really big news, right? I don't think he plays that many minutes, so. Many thanks for all the time and help. Of course, Rhythm Beast. Jeez, I can't talk. Been a long day, but yeah, thanks for always coming and check out the videos as well as the streams. Cantor 5%. What? Really? Cantor's only 5% owned? Really? Let me see. Where is my lineup of Cantor? Right, my two. Yeah, 4% Ennis Cantor. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that all day. The concern with Cantor is the minutes, right? I don't think the minutes are going to be too high, but if he can get 15 to 20 minutes, I think he can crush. So, yeah, that's too low. I get on YouTube and catch DK's DFS like it's one of my shows on TV. LOL. Appreciate that, man. Really do. Glad you're enjoying the content. Doncic or Beal, that's close for me. I think Doncic goes a lot higher owned. So if you're a guy that likes lower owned guys, then go Beal. I think Doncic is going to be 2 to 3 times more owned. So I think the upside there with both guys. I think Doncic probably plays a few more minutes, but yeah, I like the upside with both those guys. Randall over Porzingis, I think so. It's just because Porzingis only played 19 minutes. I think they're going to somewhat limit him with the minutes. I mean, that's just my best guess. You never know. Porzingis could come out there and play 25 minutes and crush. But I'm just going off what we saw last game. Again, he's coming back from injury. Thanks. Good luck, everyone. Thanks, Dana, for coming to check out the stream. Thanks, DK, of course, man. White was already averaging about 25 minutes and only 12 points. Sabonis, 85% owned in mine. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty chalky, right? That was just too low of a price. Lamb, 5% and $33. Don't hate that. A little scoring dependent for my liking, but the upside's there. Dear Lord, bless thy child, Cantor. Yeah, I mean, I got Cantor in one of my lineups, 5%. That's really low. Again, the concern with him is the minutes aren't going to be there. It's going to be 15, possibly 20 at the most, but he can crush in that time. While Miles Turner only 13, I love that upside. Gordon Hayward 1%. That's too low owned for Gordon Hayward. I mean, 4.3K, yeah, don't mind that at all. Tonight could be a night. Cornette could be like a Chris last night. Yeah, Cornette is upside too. A lot of those Bulls. Like, you can go with any of those guys, really. 5-ball, sneaky deep sleeper, crazy stat line last game is similar to play in college. Yeah, you could go there. I don't think like anyone will be on him. Miles Turner, 13%. Yeah, that's low owned, right? I think he's low owned because everyone went to Sabonis, and people didn't want to play both Miles Turner and Sabonis together. So that's why I think Miles Turner is low owned. But he can crush going up against like probably Cristiano Felicio, whoever the Bulls throw out as a starter. I went with Kennard. I don't know, man. He's been playing well, and I think he gets a decent run. Yeah, I mean, like I said, go with your gut always. Kennard's looked pretty solid here, so I think he does have some upside. Taking a shot with Iggy Brosdagas. Yeah, don't hate that. Michigan man, you know it. Yeah, I mean, I think the upside's there with Iggy, and I think he goes really low owned. I played Bamba without looking at your retweets. Well, Bamba can still get you there. He's going to play 17 to 18 minutes, and we've seen him the last couple games. He has crushed in limited time. So I don't necessarily think you're out of it. I think he can still get you there in that time. Who is NAW? Nikhil Alexander-Walker for the Pelicans. He comes off the bench. The first couple games, he comes in at midway through the third and then plays the rest of the game. But we know this guy's upside if you guys watch some videos in the Summer League. Thanks, DK. Good luck. Appreciate the content. Of course, Tanner, thanks for coming to check out the stream. Beal and Doncic or Doncic and Zion. I'm a little less high on Zion, but just because the matchup. I think I'll go Beal and Doncic there, but if you like Zion, if you're really on Zion, then go with Zion. Gafford, 6%, like that ownership, yeah. Any love for Kevin Love? The concern is I love the price tag of Kevin Love. The concern is he's getting up there in age, right? He's like 32. He's in his 30s, I know that. So maybe the minutes get limited for him, but I do like the price tag on Kevin Love, and I think he goes lower owned. But know what you're getting into, right, with the risk with Kevin Love. The risk is he plays limited minutes. So know that's the risk, but the upside is there if he gets minutes. Gafford starting. Yeah, I like the upside in Gafford a lot. Is Terrence Ross playing? I believe he's coming off the bench. You pick anybody in the first games. Yes, I played a couple guys. I made 2 lineups, like I said. Normally, I only stick to 1 lineup. So the last couple games, I played 2 lineups. So in the first couple games, or the games that are live right now, I played Sabonis, Drummond, and Chris Dunn in 1 lineup. And then in my other lineup, took a shot at Malcolm Brogdon just because I think he goes really low owned. I went Brogdon, Sabonis, Cantor, and Drummond. So those are the guys I have right now going in the first game. Is Terrence Ross playing? Yeah, I believe so. Warren, only 11%. Yeah, he has upside against the Kings, right? In the first game, he scored 30 real-life points. A little scoring dependent, but don't mind that at all. Great content hooked up from Aussie. Appreciate that, man. Cornette's in play. All those cheap Bulls guys. You could really take a shot on any of them, right? I think it's Kobe White, Chris Dunn, Gafford, Valentine, Cornette would probably be my 5 plays. Don't hate Felicio either, but those would probably be my top 5 with Cornette, Valentine, Gafford, Chris Dunn, Kobe White. Okay, then I need Terry Ross to have a ceiling game at 3%, LOL. I mean, yeah, you never know. The issue, or the reason I wasn't too high on him was the price tag. He's at 6.3K, I think. But with no Vucevic, I mean, that is some usage to go around. I mean, he's going to be coming off the bench. He's going to shoot the ball a ton. We saw the upside, right, against the Hawks. 20 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Normally, he doesn't fill up the stat sheet. Normally, he's a guy like Andrew Wiggins, very scoring dependent. But, he does. The upside is there on him. So don't hate that, I guess. Lock, Kobe White. Yeah, a lot of those Bulls cheap guys are pretty solid plays. George Hill, don't think I would go there. I just think there's better value plays, and he's a veteran. So I think, like I said, I think there's probably better value plays. Kobe White watched 30 minutes. Yeah, no, Kobe White and Chris Dunn, they said 28 to 30 minutes. So those 2 are both top value plays in the slate. Kobe White sucks. Dunn better play. Yeah, I went with Chris Dunn too. I think the floor is a little bit higher. Now, Kobe White, a little scoring dependent. That was the concern is, in the summer league I watched, he doesn't really get a whole lot of assists or rebounds. A little scoring dependent for a point guard. So that's why I want Chris Dunn. Giannis confirmed playing, thank goodness. Brook Lopez or Matthews not playing, per Brad Townsend. Thanks for putting that stream. Let me retweet that. Brad Townsend. Brook Lopez won't play, neither Wes Matthews. Giannis is playing now. Okay. Cool. Thanks for putting that in stream. I appreciate that. Dunn, scrub. I wouldn't necessarily call him a scrub. He does have upside again. He's a guy that gets you block steals, doesn't necessarily have to score. So I kind of like him as a cheap option. I think he's one of the better cheap options. Bamba got me nervous. The NBA is soft now. Yeah, playing limited minutes. What even is his injury that they're playing him limited minutes? I don't even necessarily know. I don't know. It would take me a while to come back and find that on Twitter. How many games we got tomorrow? We had a big slate today. Ooh, we don't even have a slate tomorrow. I mean, we got a 6:30 a.m. game with the Lakers and Nets again, and then a showdown with the Suns Trailblazers. So tonight or tomorrow might be the day off then for me. If there's only one game, I don't necessarily think making a video for one game makes sense because there's just very limited plays. But I'll tweet out some plays I like in both those games. Bamba got me. Okay, Aaron Gordon too soft. Yeah, the jaw contusions screwed a lot of people that night. Leg soreness from the injury he had before. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of soft in my opinion too. But who knows? Is CD even playing? I'm pretty sure CD's playing. Yeah, no, he is starting, right? Yeah, CD, Love, Thompson, Dellavedova, Colin Sexton starting. Yeah, CD's playing. He is, but we'll stuff the stats sheet. All right, I'll stay live for another minute here, and then I'm going to hop off. Got to do a few things here. So, again, thank you guys all so much for coming to check out the stream. I will still be active here on Twitter for the next hour. We're still waiting on some news. So, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, it's really important to do so. Again, if you're enjoying the content, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. Would really appreciate that. Again, any last-minute questions? Do you do the NBA Showdown? Yeah, I'll play them. I'll tweet out a couple plays I like for them. I don't think I'm going to make a video, though, just because there's, so few plays. Thanks for doing this again. Of course, Amanda, thanks again for coming to check out the stream. Really appreciate you guys. But, yeah, I think that's it, guys. Again, really do appreciate everyone coming out. Check out the stream. We were live for about an hour today, so really long stream. And I will be back I'll be streaming for the NFL regular season. If you guys are playing NFL Week 6, I'll be live an hour before lock, so if you guys are interested for that. And then NBA, I think we got a good amount of games on Sunday too, starting at 3 p.m. Central. We got a 5-game slate, or 4-game slate. Yeah, so I'll probably be live. I'll have the video up as well as live stream for that as well. So Sunday's a big day, so definitely be on the lookout for both NFL and NBA. Appreciate the stream. Love the preseason content. Appreciate you coming to check out the stream. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I think I'm going to hop off here, guys. So again, thanks again, and I will see you guys later.